in impeachment motions, say, over the last 5 years. From where you sit, is it truly oversight, or is it political and electoral positioning for 2027?
I want to thank you for this opportunity to be here first. And also, I'm glad that we have members of assembly here, of different assemblies in the country, and also a speaker of the assembly.
Right.
Because these are the constitutionally mandated individual to carry the oversight role, to develop the laws that governs the county, and also to checkmate on what the executive are doing, and that is the governor and his or her cabinet. And they are also the people that are mandated to receive petitions from either their constituents or wards that also culminate into discussing the conduct of the governor or any other employee in the county for that reason. And therefore, the Constitution gives them the power and the mandate to do that. And once they petition the Speaker of the County Assembly through the majority, then they can have a debate and then vote on it. Quite often, what is happening with the impeachment that we are having today is that the impeachment are done on an emotional matter. And sometimes it could be a very emotive issue, and that really need methodical, thorough examination, collection of evidence, a collection of witnesses, and documents before that time. But sometimes they are whipped emotionally by whoever is presenting the impeachment motion to a place where they do not ask the critical questions before they get into the voting place. And I think that has been the biggest undoing of the impeachment motions that we're seeing in this country. And then subsequently, once they impeach, they have a few days, they have to go to the Senate. And then once they go to the Senate is going to be like a court, like where we are today. And the Senate takes the responsibility of the judicial system within that confine of listening to the evidence and picking the evidence and witnesses and then bringing them over. From the theatrics we've seen within the Senate, especially on the impeachment base, you can see that there's a huge problem about a number of our MCAs in this country. Some of them are hugely illiterate, and by the way, they're the ones who will be brought to be witnesses, and it's embarrassing. You can see that it's a strategy that is actually going to cushion the governor to go home, because even the way they handle their cases, it's not in any way professional. And I say that not to mean that all the county assembly members are illiterate. A number of them are well educated, but most educated ones are actually sidelined and sometimes ridiculed as they know so much and they're not even supposed to be there. We have a case in point, I think it was in Meru, where we had a county assembly member who could not even read, subjected to a court process, given a newspaper to read, and he read it, upside down, literally. So what we're saying is, how do we then have this representation within the county assembly? When you have some few dunderheads in the county assembly, and I can tell you that some of them are, not in a bad way, but this is the reason why it doesn't get to that level, because they don't think about the matter before they vote. A gentleman went to the Senate recently and said, this Kamulika thing, I don't know how I voted, I don't know how, he doesn't even know the process on how he voted for that reason. And then, of course, this is the evidence you want to rely on. This is the witness you want to rely on. And so I think the problem is we are not having, the governor is making sure that they have dunderheads as, not all of them, as what I call majority leader and the whip, and then they also sometimes have a dunderhead speaker, and then they are controlled like a remote, literally by the executive, because they know the majority cannot present anything reasonable, and especially where you have a majority that perhaps did not go to school well, is not able to scrutinize document and understand the document, but still moves this thing into a discussion within the county assembly. That's where we're having the cracks.
I see.
As to whether it is necessary, I think it is hugely necessary, because some of these governors are thieves, and the only people who can oversight and take them home are the county assembly. Are they organized to the place where they can collect evidence, as I said, and come back, be able to present them, be able to have witnesses, and then vote? If they did that, perhaps we'll be seeing a lot of governors going home than what we're seeing in the Senate.
All right. And